Hey, Kevin Purcell for GottaBeMobile.com. We went ahead and got one of these OUYA gaming systems. It's one of the most popular Kickstarter programs, but now you can get these at Best Buy. And we're going to go ahead and show you the case on the outside. Flip it over here for us, Daniel. One of the cool things about the OUYA is it runs on Android.
I'm cutting the cardboard. There you go. Here, let's turn this way.
Slide it out. And so begins the revolution. Alright, so it's got a standard video game controller. It looks an awful lot like what you would get with Xbox, PlayStation, those kind.
In order to put the batteries in, you have to take the gray parts off. And,
okay.
Yeah.
Show us the gaming system itself now. And it's just a little square box.
It's like the size of a coffee mug.
All right. Here's the bottom of it.
I think oh yeah, that is the top. No, it's not. That's the bottom right here.
So it sits like that.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So what else have we got inside here? Probably just some instructions, maybe batteries, charging. Power.
It's HDMI.
There's an HDMI cable, which is interesting that even at this price of $100, they give you an HDMI cable.
Batteries. Charging for the... I bet it charges this somewhere. I don't know, maybe.
Oh no, I'm sure you just plug that into the base.
Oh yeah, it's probably the power.
Alright, one of the issues with the OUYA controller is the batteries go in each of the handles, and it can be a little tricky getting it off. My son's going to demonstrate how you just kind of get your thumb, fingernail, and thumbnails in there and pry it right off, and then you stick the battery in and you're good to go. Alright, so now we have the OUYA set up and hooked up to our TV. It's not real hard. You just plug it in and then connect it through an HDMI cable, and it brings up this screen, asks you to connect it to your remote, hitting the U button. So we're going to do that now. Now it says that we need to connect to our Wi-Fi. Alright, so we are now successfully connected to our network, and it's checking for a software update, which is kind of typical. I read recently, just before we received this in the mail, that OUYA sent out an update that I guess it improves the firmware, does some bug fixes, among other things. Not entirely sure what it does, but we'll come back when it finishes doing that. And you're ready to start using it. Here's the main screen of the OUYA device. Notice that it has 4 options: play, discover, make, and manage. There they are. And so we're going to go into each one of these. Play, of course, is where you can play games that you've already installed on the system. And you can hit the A button to go back. Discover, that's where you'll find new games to play. OUYA has a nice system where they allow you to download and try out almost any game for free, but then you'll have to buy the game in order to continue playing it or get all the features. They've just recently released Sonic CD, and so we're going to take a look at that. And there you have the information on a game. It gives you some captures of the screen. We'll down that a little bit later on ourselves to enjoy that game, but just wanted to kind of show it to you. One of the things I don't like is, unfortunately, they don't give you enough information here. You go into more info, and it really just kind of describes the game. I wish that it would show prices and costs. Unfortunately, you're forced to go in and download the game and go into the game itself in order to learn how much it's going to cost. Notice the different categories that they have. These will change from time to time. It's a good way to do it. You go down here to the genre. It's a good way to find out the kind of games that you like to play. And we'll just go across here to show off all of these. Notice they have a bunch of different styles of games. Alright, so then we're going to go back up. Now the make screen is something that you're not going to use much unless you're a developer or you want to install apps. We have side-loaded a few apps. We've got Dropbox, Jetpack Joyride, which we downloaded from Amazon, a browser, which is installed automatically, and XBMC, which we haven't really played with a whole lot yet. But this is where you would find apps that you have side-loaded. Side-loading refers to installing apps that are not in the system's app store, and there's a way to do that. You can just really the easiest way we've found is setting up a Dropbox account, putting the app in the Dropbox account, and installing it from Dropbox. So we'll go back out, and then manage. That's where you manage the system. For example, your account, the controllers, your network, notifications, and you can go in here to the system settings. We're not going to bother showing you that. You can check that out for yourself if you're really interested in it after you pick one up. Just a little bit about gameplay. First of all, we're going to go into this Ice Rage game. A lot of the games are sort of like this one. They're just kind of simple games, more like a casual gaming system. We're doing a single player game. You're controlling it with the stick. Your goal here is to try to score before they score on you. I found that it's actually a fun game, a little bit hard to get used to, and I'm not a really great gamer, so I'm probably not the best person to demonstrate this. I just lost it already. But that gives you an idea. There we go. I scored. I got 20 seconds left to keep him from scoring so I can win this game. Alright, so there you can see the purchase price on a game. You go into the game and find out how to do it, and that's the only place where it shows you how to do this. You'll have to have a credit card on your account in order to do it. We'll hit cancel. So you hit the U button, which is the OUYA button in the center, and that allows you to go back to the main screen. Alright, so as you can see, the gameplay. If you've played this game on other systems, for example, I've played it on Android, you notice the graphics look pretty much the same, and in other words, they're okay. They're not outstanding, they're not Xbox or PlayStation quality, and when the new Xbox or new PlayStation come out, I'm sure they're going to look even a whole lot better. But this kind of gives you an idea of what it looks like. First thing about the OUYA system is the selections of games. It's not significant, it's not great. Like I said, there's a few interesting and fun to play games like Shadowgun and things like that. If you're interested in, you know, some older style games, I've got a few in here, the Sonic CD, things like that. Mostly they're casual games or simple games. They're not latest, greatest titles. You're going to find almost none of those, which is disappointing, unfortunately. And the quality of the games themselves, once you actually get into the game, are of average quality. You can't expect a lot for a $100 system. However, I recently, or last year, we reviewed the OnLive gaming system, which had a lot better quality games, and unfortunately, it didn't really survive. You can still play OnLive. In fact, there's some way you're supposed to be able to play it on the OUYA system, but it didn't survive, and I'm not really sure how OUYA can survive, except that they promised to make it a hackable system and allow you to install other apps. Now, we haven't installed a whole lot of these yet, but if you're able to do that and extend the usefulness to more than just a simple gaming system, then it might be more useful. You could use it as a TV player. For example, with XBMC app, you can set that up. We haven't really even set it up yet, but you can play games on your, or videos and music and files and stuff on your computer, and stream them through your home network to your television using this. Also notice another thing up there in the far upper right corner and upper left corner, there's a little bit of an overscan issue. Notice that the screen is slightly off screen, and that's a bit of a problem with it. So would I recommend that buyers drop $100 on the OUYA gaming system? I think this is great for people who love any kind of game. You just can't wait to play any sort of game whatsoever, then go for it. Otherwise, I would steer clear and save up your money to get an Xbox or PlayStation, the Xbox One or PlayStation 4 when they come out in the future. Thanks for watching. This has been Kevin Purcell with my son Daniel for GottaBeMobile.com.